Okay, I'm here today with Vi and Daniel from the Omaha Conservatory of Music's Rock Lab, and this is our first edition of Meet the Band for the upcoming Future of Rock Festival. So why don't we just start off with quick introductions. Vi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, I'm Vi. It rhymes. I have been performing since I was 6. I've always had a really intense interest in rock music because of my dad. I go to a lot of local shows and stuff. I actually haven't been with Rock Lab as long as other people, but I've been here since I think 2022, and I'm really excited to be here, and it's going to be super fun.
Awesome. Daniel?
Yeah, my name is Daniel. I've been playing drums since 5th grade, starting in my elementary school's concert band. And yeah, I've been mostly playing concert band and jazz band ever since up until beginning of 2021 when I started playing for my church. And then it wasn't until this semester where I started playing for Rock Lab.
Okay, awesome. Do you take any other lessons at the conservatory? Is that how you kind of found Rock Lab? Or?
Yeah, I do private vocal lessons with Karina Brazis. So I actually started out mostly with musical theater and stuff, and I'm doing all kinds of other opera-related stuff right now. So I found out because of Kevin, who's one of our instructors. I did guitar lessons, ukulele, banjo, a bunch of stuff with him, and he invited me because he knew I sang, and we needed more singers. So that's how I found out, but I don't know.
How about you?
I don't take any lessons at the moment, and I haven't taken any lessons with OCM, but I found out Rock Lab through one of my friends who's done it for a while. I think she's done it since it started, Sadie. And I figured I'd try it at least my last semester of high school.
Nice. So you're a senior then?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How about you?
I'm a sophomore.
A sophomore? Okay, so you got a couple more years to go.
Unfortunately. But, I get to do this, so it's okay.
Right? Do you play music at school then? Are you involved in any your school's music stuff? No?
Not really.
You still do jazz band in that?
Yeah, I do. I'm in my school's marching band, concert band, and jazz band, and then I play outside of school as well.
Awesome. So, what kind of led you to music, and what just talk about getting into your experience in Rock Lab and what you enjoy about that experience, and kind of how you just decided I want to be in a rock band.
I started out with musical theater, and I like it, but I always knew I wanted to do rock music because it's what I listen to, and I don't really listen to much theater stuff outside of when I'm in shows to memorize things. So I found out that I could do this. I had a hard time trying to find people to start an independent band with, so then this was a big blessing. And I don't know, I heard it was a thing, and I was well, how do I sign me up?
Right?
Let's go.
Awesome. How about you?
Yeah, for most of my life, I've always liked jazz band. I think I consider myself more predominantly a jazz drummer. Mm-hmm. So when it came to rock stuff, I'm not really too familiar with it. I don't really understand it more than jazz band or concert band. But I figured I'd at least try it. I can't just be focused on one thing. So, and I've been liking it. I've been loving it so far.
Nice. How many shows do you guys normally do as the Rock Lab?
So it depends. Per year, we have different semesters. We have usually a fall and a spring.
Okay.
And so we have shows after the semesters are over as a culmination of all the work that we've done. And then we usually do Battle of the Bands.
Yeah, I remember saw you guys at the talent show last year.
We were it was such a fun experience last time. Oh my gosh, that's its own big conversation.
Right? Well, and that's what we're hoping to kind of build upon with the festival, right? So,
and I'm sure it's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's always fun to perform with other people too, and meet all their awesome performers in Omaha and talk to them about their music.
Right? Absolutely. So you talked about, really being into rock music and listening to that a lot. I don't know, how many of our viewers share the sentiment with me, but when my son started doing the stuff at school, rock, I was kind of pleasantly surprised at how many kids your age really do listen to that, and a lot of these bands are playing cover songs. And I think I remember at Battle of the Bands, you guys were playing some like 70s and 80s rock tunes and stuff. And so do you find, at Rock Lab, I presume a lot of the students share that taste of music. Do you find more of your sort of musical taste aligned there versus, the average kids you meet at school or whatever?
Definitely. And what's even more fun is that everybody has such broad tastes in it, and it's such a wide range of it's a big genre, and it encompasses a lot of different eras and a lot of kinds of music. So you get really good recommendations, actually.
Oh, sure, for new music.
New music from kids there. I always get excited whenever I hear School of Rock do songs because I'll know them, and they are so creative with it. And the same with other bands. You get to hear, I think there's a few that I know that I've seen perform before, and they do, original music, too.
Sure.
So you get to go find, local artists your age to listen to and support, which is so awesome.
Yeah.
It's like finding your people. And you get a little shy, but, when you have conversations with the people there, it's so much fun.
Awesome. So you talked about, rock not necessarily being your genre of choice before and whatnot. Have you been sort of taken into the culture? Are you starting to find it more your taste?
Yeah, I love how it's I feel more relaxed there. I think I really like what Vi said, the genre is so broad, and so a lot of the songs that we play, they're not like the traditional death, core, that's the impression I had, but it's all the songs we played were a lot of fun. And I love the fact that people can put in requests as well, which is I think that's a big deal for Rock Lab, because it's not they're telling us what to play. We're putting in ideas and stuff. And so I've been loving it. I've also have been taking in all the music and have been researching it, and songs like The Trooper and stuff that we've played, and all the Devo stuff I've never heard of until now. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome to kind of bring a whole new generation into that, right? It kind of it lasts forever. So what would you guys give as maybe advice to 8 to 12-year-old who is thinking about getting into music but is maybe intimidated by it? Were you guys intimidated when you first wanted to try music? I know stage fright's a very real thing in the beginning and whatnot, and talk about that a little bit, and what advice you might give to a youngster that thinks they want to try to get up on the big stage.
Just do it. Just ask your parents to go to lessons, ask for a instrument. There's a such thing as being a really good self-taught musician. There's so many out there. So just pick something up, listen to the music you like, try to recreate that sound. Actually, we have a really fun story about one of our current performers who's in our younger, newer group. He, I think, saw us practicing one day and decided that, I don't know if it was because he was already taking lessons with Andrew or not, but he saw us perform, and he couldn't join yet because he was too young, but after a year or so he got to be in the band with us, and he was he's so, oh my gosh, it's insane. He should not be that good. He is so young. He's so talented.
And he's in the group with you now?
Yes.
Awesome.
And
so we'll get to see him
so
next
cool.
month.
He's great, and
Awesome.
It's great to see kids that are really into this music getting the opportunity to do it. So just find things, meet people, put yourself out there.
Yeah, and confidence is also a big thing. I remember when I played the drum set for the first time in front of a live audience, I thought I was doing all the wrong things, but once I found out that they're there to see us play, they're there to listen to music, they're not gonna necessarily care if I miss one note, you know what I mean?
It's not a competition,
Yeah.
right? You're not being judged while you're playing, right?
Mm-hmm. And once I found fun in it, I was just having the time of my life. And
That's awesome.
finding that confidence is very crucial, I think, as well.
That's why I think it's so important to keep these programs going and everything, because I see a lot of the students that come in and are super shy and kind of scared that first time, and then after they take the stage at that first show and they get that crowd going and everything, and then you watch them over a couple years, and it's stage or public speaking is the number one fear amongst I think the world maybe, but for sure in the US, right? And then to see these kids that are 15, 16, 17, like up there just commanding a crowd at a local venue or whatever is like, I think it really sets you guys up for success in the future. So real quick, the last thing I want to touch on is just what are your ambitions beyond this? Like, is rock music something you're going to continue to do, whether it's on the nights and weekends or professionally, or what do you guys want to do as you graduate and move on?
My interests are so scattered, so it's hard. But if I could, I'd really love to do either like my own band or a solo career, whether it's on the side or making me like loads of money. Not that that's like a thing that's super common, but it'd be really cool to like be one of the greats and like you don't hear a lot of, well, it's not popular anymore, but like rock music in the modern day has kind of taken a backseat, and I think we need to bring it back into the like public perception. We're kind of getting that. There's a lot of references to it.
Yeah, we're building some momentum, I think. How about you?
Yeah, I now that I'm going to college, I like really have to think about this.
Yeah.
But I want to pursue a music education degree.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to study at UNL. And then my goal in life is to want to teach at a college level, and still gig on the side. I think, still being like, even though rock isn't like my thing, I still have a deep appreciation for it, and I, want to be well-rounded. So this like truly helps a lot. And so I definitely want to gig on the side still.
Awesome. All right. So last question is, what can the greater Omaha community do to help support you guys or other kids in the same position that you are right now?
For us personally, our band, we always need a bigger turnout at our concerts, because I feel like there's so much space in the conservatory, like concert hall, and all of the seats are empty, and it's so sad. We need big crowds. We need engaged crowds that are ready to like come and hang out and like sing along, because we do songs that you'll know the words to. I swear we do. For kids, like locally, especially for parents, like if your kid decides they want to do music, usually they're going to have the drive to commit. So like pour some of your funds into it if you can. And if you can't like find resources, there's always like something you can do. Just support your kids' interest in music, because I promise it like teaches them so many life skills, even if that's not what they want to do for a career.
Awesome.
Yeah, and to go with that, publicity is also really good. I think largely probably a good reason why the turnout isn't as great is because most of the people that come are our parents. Right. So I think maybe putting the word out saying, hey, we have this concert, who's willing to come? And also like these festivals that we're doing and these concerts we're doing outside of the semester, I think those, if we do more of those, that would help a lot. Then people would start wanting to see us more, and I think that'd be really nice.
Absolutely. Which is a perfect segue into the obligatory ask to like, share, subscribe, whatever things you can do wherever you're watching this video after we get it uploaded. Come out to the festival on May 17th, see these guys at the Omaha Conservatory of Music Rock Lab perform, and we'll be sure on the Future Rockers of Omaha side to share out anytime you guys have a show coming up so we can get it in front of our audience and help drive up that participation. But thank you guys so much for coming out and chatting with me today, and I can't wait to see you guys play on the big stage next month.
Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. This is like insane.
Yeah, that was really good.
Awesome.